Hi guys, Dr. Rob Barrington here with some more nutritional advice. If you've been following my videos for any length of time and you've watched more than a handful, you will probably have realised that I am not a great advocate of low-calorie diets. I don't believe energy restriction is a successful technique for losing weight in the long term. And I don't believe that those people who forcibly restrict their calories are going to be successful at reducing their body fat levels. Many people possibly think that I'm insane for believing this, but there is a method to my madness, and the scientific literature actually supports my viewpoint. Those studies that have looked at energy restriction have generally been very short term, and there is weight loss in the short term, but those studies that have extended the study periods to the longer term have found that there is actually a very high failure rate on the subjects in terms of their ability to actually maintain their weight loss that they actually obtain in the first few weeks of such a weight loss diet. So there really is scientific evidence to show that these diets are unsuccessful, and anecdotally, if you know people that are serial dieters, you will know that many people who go on diets are not successful, and the failure rate has tried to be estimated in studies, and it may be as high as 80 or 90%. So these diets are not successful. People who try and lose weight by restricting their energy and sometimes adding aerobic endurance style exercise to their regimen, they tend not to be successful. I believe that weight loss is effectively obtained if you consume a high quality diet, and I believe that once you provide yourself with a high quality diet, the metabolic dysfunction that you have developed, the insulin resistance that you have developed from consuming a poor quality typical Western diet, once you have corrected your metabolic dysfunction, your body will find its natural weight, and that means that you will lose weight, your appetite regulatory systems will start to work, and your energy utilization systems will start to waste energy like they can do. Your hypothalamus is perfectly capable of causing your body to waste energy as heat when it feels that you've taken in excess calories. Now, I came across an interesting paper the other day that supports this viewpoint, so I just wanted to discuss it. It was actually a paper looking at the effects of fibre on plasma lipid levels, but within the data there was information to show that those people who took the 25 grams of fibre per day in their diet actually lost weight. Now, the fibre was as citrus pectin fibre, and also it was a type of lupin kernel fibre, and both of the groups who took the 25 grams of fibre lost more weight than those who were given the low fibre diet. So what we can say from this is that the fibre was certainly implicated in the weight loss. Now, the interesting thing about this study was that the subjects were not told to restrict their calories, because the study was not looking at weight loss. It was simply looking at the effects of fibre on plasma lipid levels. But the subjects taking the fibre lost weight, and when the authors analysed their diet and the energy intake of the subjects, they found that the subjects lost weight because they naturally restricted their calories. Consuming the high fibre diet seemed to have an effect on the subjects such that they actually reduced their energy intake subconsciously. Another interesting thing about the study is that the people in the study were not greatly overweight. They had body mass indices of about of less than 28 to start with, which is certainly not that overweight, and their body weights were under 80 kilograms. So these people were not excessively fat. I'm not saying that they were ultra lean, but they were not obese and they were not excessively fat, and yet they still lost weight by taking 25 grams of fibre per day. Now, you advocates, proponents of the energy balance theory of weight loss, who say that all you need to do is cut your calories and you'll lose weight, do more exercise and you'll lose weight, could criticise me and say, well, it's clear that they ate less food and that's why they lost weight. But I think there's a distinction here to be made. These subjects didn't consciously restrict their calories. It happened subconsciously. They weren't told to restrict their calories. They were told to consume their normal diet, but with this added fibre supplement, and they actually subconsciously reduced their energy intake. If you try to reduce your energy intake consciously, if you try and force the issue on your body, if you try and tell your physiology you want to lose weight by restricting your calories, and perhaps you perform exercise as well, if your body is not receptive to that, it will dig its heels in. And this is the problem most people find. If you try and force your body to lose weight by restricting energy, what you'll find is that your body will respond by increasing your appetite, and it will say, no thank you, I don't want to lose any body weight. And this is a response to the fact that the metabolic pathways within the body are not working correctly. The body doesn't feel that it has excess weight, and this relates to the leptin resistance and the insulin resistance that develops during the metabolic syndrome, which means that the hypothalamus is unaware that it is overweight. It believes that its set point is normal. It's the leptin signal from the fat cells is not signaling the hypothalamus that it's overweight. The hypothalamus believes that the body is the correct weight, and therefore if you try and restrict your energy under those conditions, your body will not lose weight. Your hypothalamus will say, well, hang on, I can't lose weight here. I've got a normal weight, and you're trying to restrict my calories. I don't want to lose weight, and it tries to maintain its homeostatic set point at that overweight condition. The difference between that situation and an energy restriction that occurs subconsciously is the way it's gone about. If you eat a high quality diet, if you improve your diet, for example, if you take 25 grams of fibre, and that fibre improves your insulin resistance, it increases your insulin sensitivity, it starts to reverse the metabolic dysfunction, and that as the insulin system starts to work, the leptin system starts to work, and the hypothalamus starts to realise that it has excess weight, the hypothalamus will then correct that body weight, and it will correct the body weight downwards. And there's many mechanisms the hypothalamus has for losing weight, and including converting the excess energy into heat. There is a thermic effect following consumption of food. There is a thermic effect following exercise, and there is adaptive thermogenesis. And all of these pathways, all of these compartments within the body, ways in which the body can lose energy as heat. So really, when we're talking about losing weight through eating a high quality diet, we don't have to break the law of thermodynamics. The law of thermodynamics is maintained. Yes, energy intake must be less than energy expenditure in order for weight loss to occur. And this happens naturally. It doesn't have to be a forced issue. And this is really what we tend to find. Many studies that cause changes in dietary habits, they improve the diet quality, they perhaps provide some food component, in the case of this study, fibre that is required by the body and is currently missing. When that a nutrient is provided, when the high quality foods are provided, the metabolic pathways within your body start to work correctly. The metabolic dysfunctions that have come about because you've been eating a poor quality diet are reversed, and this causes weight loss to occur naturally. And because weight loss occurs naturally, you have no appetite cravings, you have no exercise that you have to go and do, you have no pain. The pain is dissipated because there is no forcing of the issue. And this is the real reason that turning to a high quality diet and using that as a way to lose weight is a much better deal, because over the long term you're less likely to deviate from your pathway. If you're not feeling hungry, if your satiety is being satisfied by a high quality diet, you're less likely to eat the junk foods. If you're consuming a low calorie diet and your appetite is constantly being stimulated, you are much more likely to go and eat those foods you shouldn't eat. That will destroy your diet, and that will cause you to put the weight back on if you have lost any to begin with. So this is an important distinction to be made, and I just wanted to highlight this paper as an example of the many that have been published that show that calorie restriction, forced energy restriction, is not necessary in order to lose weight. Weight loss has been shown many times in the scientific nutritional literature to occur through dietary changes to a higher quality diet, through taking in supplements of fibre, for example, or multi-nutrients that provide the essential elements that are required for metabolism to work correctly. So I hope that's interesting. I will put the paper in the comments box below this video so that you can have a look at the paper. If you have any comments about this video, please put them in the comments box as well, and I will try and get back to you as soon as I can.